Okay, Claire, now we're going to take a look at your breaststroke from the underwater view, side view. And we're going to let it come forward a little bit. You can kind of see here your hands are a little bit low in comparison to your head position as you're trying to create your streamline. So as we come forward, you can see how you reach, and what I would like to see is through your streamline that your hands are on this line. And I think with where your hands are in the recovery phase, where your head is, as you pitch forward, the hands come up as you're coming into your streamline. So they drive back up because your hands are so much lower than your head as you're trying to create the streamline. So kind of as you push forward, those hands rise and kind of get out of that streamline. And as you're moving forward in this portion of the breaststroke, it's much quicker if you create a more effective streamline instead of having those hands up. Water's coming at your body and it's running right into various points of your arm. It should be your hands, and everything on your body is right behind the hands, creating as little drag as possible. Again, good hand turn into your catch, good position, body position, good head position as you're going to catch water. As you're turning those hands out into your catch, we'd want the elbows are leading a little bit more than you'd want, so you have a little more of a diagonal forearm. We want to be a little more vertical, so we want that elbow up so that hand is almost directly below the elbow. And then you can just see it's pitched in, so the whole time you're kind of pulling that water, your hands are inside your elbows, and at that one point that I drew, we would want that hand to be at or slightly outside the elbow into the sweep, and I think that will keep those elbows up a little more into the catch. As you sweep into this phase, your elbows come into your ribs, into your core. That's great. Feet are hidden behind the body, which is really good. Hands come up, they just need to be just a little bit higher. I think that'd help you get your elbows up a little more too. And then you push in that streamline, and we can see again the hand position versus the head position in your streamline. And we just want those hands and forearms, I'm drawing it, to be here, straight on line, so you're pushing into that streamline a little more downhill. And then as we come into the stroke, that looks good. Let's look at the kick a little bit. Feet come up nice and high. You do a great job in terms of your kick, getting those feet up high enough to turn the feet out. So I'm seeing this position here is really good, and it's getting your feet turned out really well. It's hard to see what's creating some of your knee pain. I think some of it could be that your ankle flexibility needs to be more or better, so that can help alleviate some of the stress that you feel on your knee, because you're doing a good job of getting the feet up high and turning them out for a good kick. And I think if you're able to work, some ankle circles and some ankle exercises, pressing the foot down and trying to increase that ankle flexibility, I think that'll take some of the pressure off your knee, because it's really hard to see anything really wrong with what you're doing. I like a lot of what you're doing, so I'm not sure what's creating that pain in your knee. And as you're coming forward into the wall, you can see it again with the kick. It's very good at that point, getting the feet together into the turn. Good position, head down, head comes up a little bit quickly, but feet come underneath, Very nice. Knees underneath the body. Tight streamline again. I'd just like to see as that hand comes in that streamline that's not like here in front of your head, that hand comes back a little bit behind the head to meet the other hand. I think that would get you a straighter angle on your push-off, because what I noticed when we were kind of filming this is that you go into the right side and then you push off. This is fantastic depth, so your feet got on the wall at a very good position, so you got really good depth coming off the wall. But I do think you're slightly angled to your right, and I'd like to see you just a little straighter on that line. And I think if you get the hand behind the head, you'll be in that position, so you're not riding out to the right. To me, that loses speed as you're pushing off. If you're pushing off and slightly moving to the right, you're going to create a little bit more drag, and it's going to slow your speed down. And we want to go in a straight line as much as possible. Right here again, good dolphin kick. Nice snap of the dolphin kick into your pull down. So I want you to hold that streamline and take advantage of the dolphin kick, and you're doing that. Pressing down, very nice. Pull down, hands come right onto your thighs. That's really good. Head position, a good position. Body position. This is exactly where you want to be as you start that pull down. Relatively flat and in a good line to ride that pull down and ride the speed. And then the hands could stay a little bit closer to the body, so as you're pulling those hands up, as you get to this point, the hand should be a little closer to your chest. Again, water's coming at you at various angles, so the closer you can make that, the less that water is going to be pushing into your arms and creating drag and slowing you down. So that's about the only thing I can really pick out on your pull down. It could be a little faster, and then you reach up, you kick the head down until you come up, and that looks good. And again, I'm not really sure what's creating the issues with your knee. If I'm looking at your kick here, with your knees in a very good position, the knees are right at your hips, so that's very good, and you're turning those feet out very well. So I think it could be, like I said, a little more with your ankle flexibility and working that, and that could take some of the stress off your knee, because I think you're creating stress because you're holding your knees in where they need to be and delivering a kick in a powerful way, and I think the stress is being felt on your knee because your ankles aren't as flexible as they could be.